social.
Taking down the other podcasts one by one.
Who are these social?
That clip is why people make fun of you.
With Carl
This is all just for the radio.
and Blind Mike.
We have a lot of business to take care of.
Who are these
We are
social?
the number one podcast on the internet today.
WATS.
Welcome to yet another episode of WATS, the show thousands of people come to answer the age-old question, what's the deal with social media? You can't find a show that knows more about sports and comedy but chooses to talk about social media. I'm your host, Carl Hamburger. With me, as always, is Mike Geary, a.k.a. Blind Mike. What's up, Mike?
It's troubling. I get that countdown song, the Isotope song that we use, stuck in my head throughout the week now. I just have to picture Carl jamming out just in the middle of my day.
It's funny you say that because I always think I got to do a different song for that. I can't just keep using that same song. And then by the time we sit down at 6 o'clock on a Thursday and start doing this, like, oh shit, yeah, I never did that.
I
Guess we're playing this again.
Drive people nuts.
Yep. So I gotta start with this, Mike. I can't believe this. So many people are saying that I won't read your super chats. It was fucking trending on Twitter today. This is fake news. This is a rumor. I will read every super chat, and I'll even interrupt my blind co-host in a very rude manner to do so. And of course, you know the deal that we have out there for everyone. If you super chat us $25 or more, you get your own personalized super chat jingle. And I have to say, right now, we have 3 people who are next in line for their personalized jingle. Kevin Haas, Audiophile America, and Penis Wrinkle. We don't have your jingles yet, but you are on deck. Each of you.
Lucky dogs.
Yes, definitely. So, Mike, why don't you start off with the banter today? I'm always doing the heavy lifting over here. What do you want to talk about?
I want to continue the captivating Sabers talk we were having before the show. I think that'll really get the people juiced up for today.
Yeah, for people who don't know, I mean, I guess that's everyone. What Mike and I talk about when we first come on before the show starts. I was telling Mike how after the show's over, I'm going to be watching the Sabers game because the Sabers do this to me every year. They give me hope. It's so fucking annoying.
Carl's like, what's going on with this team? I mean, sometimes they win games, sometimes they don't. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. That's the tricky thing about sports.
It's not about, no, see, you're not understanding what I was saying. It's not about sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. It's sometimes they show up and sometimes they don't. That's what's annoying. They will rise to the occasion against some of the greatest teams in hockey, and they look like a contender. It looks like a team that is supposed to be there. And then they'll play 4 or 5 games in a row where they can't get their shit together. You really want, this was your idea. This was your idea to start this. I was not going to talk about the Sabres on this show at all.
Well, when you volley me the ball, this is what you get, folks.
Yeah, all right. Well, I won't make that mistake again.
Good.
Don't worry about that. But you know what mistake I will make is this one.
Who are these music? Who are these music?
I have to start off with some music, as I often do. And that is because Jimmy in the Discord gave me a heads up to this music video that I believe was posted yesterday. I teased Mike with it just a few moments ago. He wasn't aware. He wasn't aware of it.
Is more like it.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna let it play, and then we can. I'll pause it at a certain point, and we can discuss your thoughts. All right. So we're seeing a pink convertible. Someone's getting out of it. They drop their flip-flops, and now this person's walking up to their big pink double doors of their house. This person's entering Days of Girlhood, Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh, yeah.
Monday can't get out of bed. Tuesday morning pick up meds. Wednesday retail therapy.
Eat a dick, Bud Light.
All right, so obviously Dylan Mulvaney is trolling us. The whole point of this music video and this song is to get a reaction out of people, to be like, you are not a woman, how dare you pretend that you're a girl, and right?
I don't think you're gonna like my take on this.
What's your take?
I'm gonna be bobbing my head to that later this week. It's catchy. I like it.
It's pretty catchy. In fact, I was playing this in my office, and my wife came home early from work, and she goes, "Oh, this sounds like Rebecca Black's song Friday," which, by the way, is also a toe tapper.
It's got that kind of feel, yeah, where it's like she's not a talented singer necessarily, but you can tap a toe.
You can tap a toe to this.
These are the days. These are the days of girlhood. These are the days.
Hell yeah.
These are the days. These are the days of girlhood.
So I don't agree with these are the gays, these are the gays, these are the gays. That's very offensive. I don't know why they'd be singing that.
If she is trolling, I do respect the shit out of her going, hey, Republicans, I'm a girl. Any comment?
That's what this is, yes. I'm sure that Truth Social is all over this by now, be my guess.
They're getting so mad.
Yeah.
Every night, rise or shine, they're all mine. Thick or thin, I'll be alright. Got my dolls by my side. These are the days. These are the days.
See, the sad thing is that, so Dylan is dancing around with all these, what I assume to be women, but I don't even know. and so I'm questioning everything I'm seeing here.
She's made a lot of people do that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
These are the days of girlhood. Hi, girls to the front of the line.
Oh, wow. She just did a Sharon Stone maneuver, but a lot faster. So you couldn't necessarily see the balls all the way. All right. Have you heard enough of this song? You want to hear more of it?
I think I've heard enough. That is a good call with the Rebecca Black, though, because there was, do you remember, so the producer of that Rebecca Black song has quite a catalog.
Yes.
Like, a ton of songs.
Takes advantage of a lot of parents with money, yes.
Hey, that's exactly right. And that is what it sounds like. Like maybe Dylan Mulvaney got tied up with this guy, because it does have a similar feel.
Yeah, the music video, too. I wonder, I'll have to look into that. Oh, comments are turned off for this one. Go figure.
Why?
What are the chances? Who'd have thunk?
Yay, super chats.
Will Daffodil $2 says, is Mike communicating to me through his blinks? Mike, comment? Yes. Carl's Frosted Tips been a member for 1 month. Thank you. I apologize, but I think we pushed Joe Matarese over the edge the other day. He was very Nazi-ish on Tuesday. He immediately took his podcast down. TWO. Yeah, I have some Joe Matarese stuff I have lined up for us to talk about in just a moment.
You've ruined it for the rest of us.
Dude,
he never noticed me.
I'm sorry.
I could do whatever I wanted.
I am sorry about that. I know that he alluded to you guys by saying the guys who pause the clips all the time.
I think he must have been, right? But
then when Ray DeVito went on there and he's like, hey, you got to go on Carl's show. He's great. He's a good guy. And, keeps bringing up WTP. And then he brought up Blind Mike. And Joe's like, I don't know who that is. I was like, oh, come on. you know the Blind Mike is. Stop.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, and then, I don't know if you saw this part, but Ray says, by the way, this episode is off the internet, and I have it still, so that's good. Ray says, yeah, I don't know which Blind Mike it is either. It's either the gay one from Gas Digital.
Son of a bitch.
I know. Like, come on. This guy can't get out
shadow
of this.
looms over me forever.
Yeah. A like NT Rack $2 says, can't wait to meet Lady K next weekend at the live show. That's right. That is coming up a week from tomorrow, March 22nd. We'll be live in Largo, WATPlive.com for tickets. I am looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Sounds exciting.
Nate G, $2. John's new theme song, #allies. Oh, I'm sure John will be celebrating that
He should
song.
do that. Although, I got to say, I don't think, John's not smart enough to embrace that. He's so, closeted, bigoted.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No,
Where, he can't fully
does.
embrace trans people.
He hates gay people.
Yeah.
That's why he uses that to mock people all the time.
Right. Exactly.
Audiophile America $10 says, Days of Girlhood is the Sabers theme song. Let's get cracking. How dare you? Reverend Shit Stain Powerful Pooper $2 says, stop saying her, Mike, or I'll shit in your pants.
Oh, people get
Watch
very
out.
mad when I do that. Yeah.
He's a powerful pooper, so watch out for that.
All right, the fella can carry a tune, is all I'm saying.
There you go. That's better. You know, I get annoyed with the people who are able to switch back and forth, like Demi Lovato or something like that. We're like,
Yeah.
now I'm this thing. You're like, are you? Because what's it going to be next year? I don't know. I can't commit.
Yeah, I just say her because it's easier. That's what they're pretending to be. Whatever. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
I don't think that's a lady when I look at her, but she wants to be called her. Fine. Whatever.
Yeah. Reverend Should Say Power Pooper. The song is called Days of Girlhood. So obviously, it's
all
a
I
her.
have is my ears.
Good point.
She was pronouncing that she was a lady quite a lot.
VTL neglected cases, $5. That's funny. SJ said you disappeared from Dabbleverse. What say you, counselor? Can't wait for meet and greet next week. Sweet. I'm looking forward to meeting you as well. Is John concerned I'm not paying enough attention to him lately? I'm sorry. I'm getting really bored of his antics.
It was my prediction that if you guys just stopped talking about him, it would infuriate him. So,
Oh, yeah.
I hope you
for
keep it up.
Yeah, I think Tuki's kind of got off the train. I'm kind of getting off the train a little bit. It's just too repetitive. I'll come back to it when it gets interesting again, I suppose.
Yeah. He'll have a reboot at some point. It'll be good.
I'm
again.
sure. Well, I played the one clip on not to get into Stuttering John talk, but I played the one clip on WTP yesterday because Stevie Lou got his arm broken by a madman with nunchucks in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And John acted like that was karma for Stevie Lou saying your mom's box on his show.
I know. I heard him say, "How am I supposed to know that's an Opie and Anthony thing? You said your mom's box."
But how insane of a person is Stuttering John? He was celebrating Stevie Lou getting his arm broken by a
No, that's
madman.
That's good. He said something
Yeah.
very nasty.
Ugh.
And not to say you're not doing that, but I did speak to you about Stuttering John for about 2 hours on Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no shit. I'll be talking about it for 2 hours tomorrow too on Point Dabble Point. So it's enough. Rocco Orby 2002 $5 says, I guess no camel toes in this music video. Nope, not a camel toe to be found in that one, unfortunately. Speaking of camel toes, I want to thank Joe from Illinois for bringing this to my attention. This is not social media, but it's Julia Fox, so I feel like it's related enough to WATS. TMZ posted this article. Julia Fox wears racy nude jumpsuit for Paris Fashion Week with feathers and face paint. And I'm Mike, you can't see this, but
No.
you're so lucky. I just don't get it. If someone can explain to me why this thing is attractive to anyone. I mean, if you can explain it to me in a super chat is what I mean. I'd
Well, not
love
just
to know.
attractive, but that's what she's famous for, right? Is
Yes.
being like she was the hot girl in Uncut Gems.
Did I tell you I finally watched Uncut Gems?
How'd you like it?
I liked the movie. I thought it was okay. I enjoyed it. I thought Julia Fox was terrible in it.
Oh, I mean, I don't think anyone said she was a good actress.
Okay, good. There's a couple scenes where she has to show a range of emotions and she can't do it.
I'll have to watch it again because I've never watched it knowing who Julia Fox was, so I might have to go back. But I gotta say,
you
she
don't
has
have to.
disappointed me in the sense that when we started the show, she was posting every day, if not multiple times a day. She doesn't post anything anymore. And you would think with her book out, she'd want to promote it, but we get bupkis.
Well, it's almost like she realized she's humiliating herself by showing that she's living in a shitty apartment with her son.
That can't be true, though. There's no self-actualization with her.
Well, maybe someone told her, like, yeah, maybe stop promoting the fact that there's rats living in your apartment with your baby. I don't know.
It's not like her book's less embarrassing, so I don't know about
That's
that.
true. All right. You know, that's a very good point. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. All right. That's enough of Julia Fox. I haven't eaten yet, but I feel like I'm going to lose my dinner anyway. Let's get over to Instagram.
Blinded like Blind Mike. Don't be a douche. Instagram in the night. Blinded like Blind Mike. Check out these reels. They might make you wanna fight.
Amanda Bynes was a child actor. She was on Nickelodeon on a few different things. She's been in movies. And then I think she got I don't know, caught up in maybe booze and drugs and had some issues and
I
trying to get
assume, I
herself
don't,
right.
I'm completely defaming her here, but I assume she was one of the Dan Snyder victims, right? She was there around that time.
I think she was there around that time. I don't know if that's, yeah, I'm sure that he was involved in the shows she was on, yes.
Yeah, so probably a good reason for a mental breakdown.
Well, this mental breakdown's taken a long time. Now, she started a podcast. We covered it on WATP. I was like, this is amazing. We're going to cover every episode. And then she bailed on the podcast after one episode. And the reason why she bailed on that was because she wanted to become a manicurist.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, this is right up there with getting your real estate license. This is a fallback of a fallback, if you ask me. So Psychotic in our Discord posted this. I heard this on the Drew and Mike show as well, because they're always fascinated by her. This is a 19-second video clip that she posted on her Instagram.
Hey everybody, I wanted to let my fans know that I'm taking the board exam to get my manicurist license this Tuesday. I really hope I pass the test this time. I will let you all know if I do or don't, of course, and I'll keep retaking it until I get the license. I hope everybody has a great day. Bye.
So part of this video that you have to understand, Mike, is how she looks.
Go for it.
Her face is bloated. She's got this terrible heart tattoo underneath her left eye. That was a very bad decision. Her eyebrows are dark black and her hair is bright blonde.
Jesus Christ. It's bizarre to think, like, because I grew up watching all that and the Amanda show and the shit she
I
was
thought
on.
you were in the demographic. That's why I was wondering how you felt about her.
It's amazing that, like, every girl I went to high school with is doing better than Amanda Bynes. I don't think anyone would have guessed that. And she was, like, for a child like that, she was legitimately talented, I think. Like, she was funny on those shows. I was also a kid, so maybe I'm just fantasizing. But
I never watched any of those shows or movies, but I did some research into Amanda Bynes when I started covering her a little bit. And, she was on like a sketch comedy show, very young, which is not an easy thing to do, playing different characters and being fun and funny. So I imagine she must have been talented.
Yeah, she was good, and now she's just doing your nails.
Well, no, she can't even pass. This is the sad thing. This is not a difficult exam from what I know. And she's saying, hopefully I'm going to pass this time, meaning she's already failed. And then she goes, and if I don't, I'll try it again. This isn't the bar. This isn't the bar exam.
That's very weird. It's like watching like a hot girl you went to high school with, like failing in real life, but it's not a hot girl you went to high school with. It was a famous girl we watched on TV. It's very
crazy.
Bizarre.
It's crazy.
It seems like a more drastic drop because, like, at least Lindsay Lohan is still in things. You know what I mean? Like, people that have public flameouts like that. Corey Feldman even is like still has a music career. I guess I have to laugh as I say it, but it exists. Sure. Whereas Amanda is just like, trying to get the same job as my neighbor.
Well, yeah, that's what's crazy about it. She did this podcast and it got a lot of attention. It really did. Yeah. It's a bizarre podcast. She can't smile. Whatever Drew likes to talk about this a lot. Whatever med she's on, that one of the side effects is can't smile, which you never see in any of these commercials. But it's crazy to me that she did this show to get back to her fans. She talks about her fans and, hey, I'm talking to the fans here. And all these people are paying attention. And she's like, nope, I'm not doing that. I want to be a manicurist instead.
I wonder if it's just laziness or if something happened. It seems like it's just she didn't
her passion is cuticles, Mike. What don't you understand about that?
I'm sorry, I could use a touch-up. Maybe I'll
It's fucking insane. All right, everyone wants to talk about it, so let's head over to Twitter.
Look at this tweet now.
So my apologies to you. I don't know if I'm the reason for this. I'll actually message Ray DeVito. He was getting beat up pretty good on MLC today, but once he's done with that, I'll message him and find out if he knows anything about why Joe Matarese has taken out all of his podcast episodes.
You son of a bitch.
He quit podcasting in the last day. It's fucking insane.
I had one toy I like to play with.
I know.
I call it to come over and what do you got there, Mike? And just stomp all over it.
Just snapped it in half in front of you. No, not even in front of you. I took it down to the basement with me, and then I was like, I gotta go. See ya.
And then I was like, Carl, can I still play with your stuttering John? And he's like, no, we don't talk about him anymore. He's boring.
Yeah, I know. I'm the worst. I'm sabotaging you right now. So I was mad at Joe Matarese for this. And so I was checking out his Twitter feed to see if he was talking about quitting podcasting or mentioning something about why all these videos were taken down. He wasn't, but he was posting clips of his stand-up. And I kid you not, he posted this clip on March 8th. It's less than a week ago is when he posted this little bit that he's doing.
Okay.
And Mike, when I tell you this makes no sense to post in March, you'll see what I mean.
Oh my God, and they won a lot, right? Don't they won a lot? Like this past Christmas, my son hands me his Christmas list. I'm not lying. There's about $5,000 worth of shit on his list. And I look at my son and I go, hey, you know, you got a lot of really expensive things here. He goes, yeah, Dad, but it's Santa. And he makes everything. So it's free.
Pause real quick. Yeah, maybe I'm blowing his punchline. His kid's going to college next year.
Yeah, come on, Mike. You gotta for the joke here. Let's pretend he has a young kid who believes in Santa Claus.
All right, I'm sorry,
wants-
Joe. Go.
And wants $5,000 worth of gifts.
I don't know. I'm a Matarese fan. He's talking about touring colleges with his boy.
Good point. Yes, right. The holy water. Right. I heard that. Could you imagine that you have a son who still believes in Santa Claus and put together a list of something worth $5,000? How is that even possible?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like he's setting up. Maybe I'm blowing the punchline, the hilarious punchline, but the bit doesn't make any sense already. But I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It doesn't make any sense. When I was the age that I believed in Santa Claus, I wanted a bunch of Transformers, but even every Transformer there was doesn't have to $5,000 worth of
Dylan
shit.
Mulvaney's pretty expensive, I think. Hello, folks.
I see what you did. You just won back the person who was mad at you for calling Dylan her. Good job.
Fuck them. They're freaks.
Makes everything. So it's free. And I look at him, I go, hey, I don't know how to break this to you, but I mean, every once in a while, Santa has a shitty month. Sometimes he thinks he's going to win $1 million on America's Got Talent. And, next thing you know, he's on West 3rd and McDougal Street.
That's where we are right now.
Oh, it feels like I'm there. That's how much the uproar is.
Dude, I hate that because when they used to have this place called Comics Cafe, I think you and I have talked about this, but the comedy club here in Rochester was at this place called Comics Cafe. It was at a strip mall. And every comic who came to the town was like, hey, look how good my career's going. I'm in a strip mall in Rochester, New York.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty like hack bit at this point where you walk in and
Yes.
it's like, oh, it's always been my dream to be in a mall in fucking Syracuse or whatever.
Right.
You know?
Well, it's also what we saw Callan doing, Fighter and the Kid Live, where he's just like, yeah, look at all the people here. Don't look behind you. All right.
Yeah.
It's
And he was
like-
actually at a good venue. He's like,
Wait,
you know,
well,
this
that's
place,
true.
one day this place will be full. It's like, yeah, it's every day that you're not there, Brian.
It's every day coming up. So you wonder why he posted this bit about Christmas gifts and stuff. So then the first comment underneath this, and again, this is, that was March 8th. He posted that on March 9th, he commented and said, this Monday at 7 p, he'll be on my podcast. So apparently Joe Matarese was having his son on his podcast. I don't think that happened.
That's ill-advised, Joe.
If it did, it's gone. So I don't know. I don't know if it happened or not. And look who's mad at me. KJ is mad at me over here. $50. Thank you very much. Says Carl took breaking Joe Matarese literally. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Super chat now. God's gonna read a super chat. Super chat. Oh, come on now.
Mike would do it, but he's fat. Oh, is that not the lyrics?
Unpleasant change.
Oh, did you get the text I sent you? I don't think you ever responded to it.
I don't think
I don't know if you were mad at me or what, but we had a live event in Rochester this past weekend, and the guy who dressed up as Skinny Chad Zumach for DabbleCon came to the show. He's Conspiracy Theory. He does a lot of great artwork and stuff.
I talked about it on my show. If you did, I don't think I got it, but I may not have responded because Cardiff also sent it to me.
Okay.
The guy that was dressed up as me.
Yeah, so he was Skinny Blind Mike, at the show.
Why qualify it? You know.
And,
Blind Mike.
No, you'll understand why it's funny someday. And so I took a photo with him. Well, first off, he's sitting there in the front row. So I walked over. I'm like, Mike, what's up, man? And he looking at me like, I don't know. And I'm like, dude, we do a show together. I'm Carl. He's like, I don't know. Like, all right. So it was kind of funny. So I took a photo with him and I sent it to you. And I said, tell your girlfriend to explain this to you. And I never heard back. I was like, was that rude?
I did get that. And I didn't care for the phrasing of it.
was that rude?
I preferred Cardiff's message. Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Afterwards, I'm like, I guess that was rude. I don't know. Box Eating Dad $2 says, I love you, Michael.
Thank you, Box.
Yeah, thanks, Box. CMOS 4044 has been a member for 8 months. Thank you very much for that. It would be nice to have a John free Carl network for a week or two. Joe Matarese is so hot right now. Invest. He's gone. Joe Matarese took his ball and went home.
It's devastating.
It's
Did he
not
really take
great.
everything that? Because the other day, it might have even been yesterday, that I saw one of his podcasts pop up, and I just made a mental note, like, I'll have to check that out for Sunday. And they're gone now?
They're gone.
That's very disappointing.
Like I said, I have his the last episode he did with Ray DeVito. If you wanted, I could send it to you, but
Well, fine.
he took it down.
All right.
Audiophile America $5 says, Blind Mike, F. Mary Kill, Amanda Bynes, Julia Fox, and Lindsay from Queer Kid Stuff. That's pretty good.
Is Lindsay the lady, the main lady?
Yeah. It's not the teddy bear, the other one.
Fuck Lindsay, because I think she'd be a wild time.
Wow, okay.
Marry Amanda, because it'd be nice to be like the breadwinner. You know? Really feel like a man.
Hey, did you pass the test today, you dumb idiot?
I guess I'd have to kill my girl Julia Fox.
Interesting. Wow, I did not see it going that way.
Yeah. I'm a
Good
mysterious
for you, though, Mike. You answered the question. I like that. I hate the people who hem and haw. I don't know. That's not how the game's played. You got to answer.
That's right.
Rocco Orb 2002 $5 says, in her defense, Bynes dealt with Dan Footman Snyder. Yeah, that's what we were speculating
I
on.
thought so, yeah.
I'm sure that's true. That guy, he got his footprints and everything over there at Nickelodeon.
He sure did. And she was like the biggest star at that time, so I imagine he was all over.
Was he the reason why Nickelodeon's logo was a foot? I remember we covered him on the Creep Off. There's a lot of weird
There
stuff.
were a lot of feet. I think there was a foot character in like Rocco's Modern Life or something. Like a show where like it didn't really make sense. None of the other characters were feet, but one was. And obviously there's the clips of all the girls showing their feet on camera and stuff. So yeah, I don't know.
He's really into that. Okay. All right, let's watch some more Joe Matarese clips from his Twitter. Let's see what else he's promoting for his stand-up. At least it's not crowd work, because it's crowd work is fun.
Hey gang, it's Halloween.
Yeah, right. All right, so this one is about marrying his wife, who I don't know if you know this, is a doctor. He never brings this up.
I've heard that somewhere.
Okay,
I can't
all
remember.
right. It's called Why You Want a Boring Wife. Oh, and now it's spinning on me. Hold on. Wait for it.
This is what evens her out. PhD, she's attractive, pretty woman, great mom, boring as shit. There's just things you can't get in life. You can't get fucking pretty, PhD, and fucking whore. Like that doesn't happen, right? She's gonna be boring. My wife yawns at 8:15. She's like, oh my God, that's never followed by, I wanna suck your dick. I need to go down on you. No. She's freaking in bed by 8:30, right?
So, can I read you the hashtags of this one?
Oh,
Mike?
please.
All right. Hashtag comedy. Hashtag stand-up. Hashtag marriage. Hashtag relationships.
It's pretty good.
This is from March 13th. This is from yesterday. He's still hashtagging shit. This is another opiism that people are doing. These old men still think that putting hashtag comedy is going to get them found on social media.
You gotta cast a wide net, baby. I just like the idea that he refers to like having a house and feeding his kids as boring. It feels like the wrong word. I get what he's going for, but I think there's another term for it.
Well, it's insane to me because he's going, my wife doesn't suck my dick anymore. It's like, I've never heard a comic say that before. Amazing. Good stuff. But this idea that, well, there's no such thing as someone who has their PhD and is a whore. We just covered one recently. The anal princess is the one that we covered recently. And you don't want that. That's not who you want to, that's not marriage material right there. It's not great.
It's very true.
Let me read you the first comment underneath this video. It's Joe Matarese again. And he says, it's really only 1/4 of a joke. The part about her W-2 being really exciting didn't seem to make the edit. This guy just can't get it fucking right, can he? He's throwing everyone under the bus. So someone's managing his social media account and they're not getting the clips right. They're not editing it the way he wanted them to. So he has to go on there and say, just so you know, there's a tag on this one that was left off.
Well, he did manage to make it sound really funny, though. Like, I can imagine, I'm picturing him talking about W-2s and I'm laughing.
Yeah, no, that is pretty good fodder.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I got one
Why
more
not just post that part?
Like, no shit.
Why tease us, Joe?
If you have the video, just post it underneath.
What the fuck?
Here's his closer. And again, these are all posted this week. This is all new stuff that he's doing. And what I love about Joe Matarese and his comedy stylings, we saw it with the big punchline he had before about McDougal Street. You know, he's always posting on social media things that only people in the room would give a fuck about or laugh at. And this is no exception here. He does it again.
I saw in Israel that scared me. I'm on the beach, and they got these huge towers all over the beaches in Israel with these humongous speakers on the top of the towers, right? So I'm just laying there on this beautiful beach alone. I'm like, the sand is exquisite. There's not a rock. There's not a pebble. The Mediterranean doesn't even have a wave. It's just still. And I've been to a lot of beaches. Seriously, I've seen a lot. I mean, I've been to like Wildwood, New Jersey.
What do you think about that, Mike?
Is that not a good beach, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, probably not, I guess, because everyone's laughing.
I imagine from the context. I get it.
All right. This is his closer right now, so he's throwing out Wildwood Beach. People are dying.
Hey, guys, what do you think about this wait staff? Huh, everybody, that'll translate to social media.
Yeah, here we go.
Tel Aviv blows away Wildwood. Tel Aviv. Better. Out of nowhere, out of the speakers, I just hear, I'm like, what the fuck? A tsunami! There's a tsunami coming! A terrorist attack too, I think. I think it's a terrorist and a tsunami. We're gonna die twice. We're all gonna die twice. I want to call my mommy, but I can't. I didn't buy a SIM card. I'm too cheap. Swear to God, this happened. Swear to God, they translate everything immediately.
Hold on a second. I don't know. You want to go back a few seconds, but it's amazing that the audience was able to temper their laughs so quickly.
Yeah, there's some editing. There's some editing going on here. Yeah. The other thing, I mean, this whole thing. All right, well, let's get back into it. I have some comments on this.
All right, go.
I call my mommy, but I can't. I didn't buy a SIM card. I'm too cheap. Swear to God, this happened. Swear to God,
that right there. Swear to God, this happened. Swear to God. Yeah. That's how you know this is a real story. Guys, this just happened to me yesterday. Swear to God. I'm on my way to the club tonight, actually. Swear to God, this just happened.
May my children die of cancer. This is a real thing.
They translate everything immediately in Israel, right? Seconds later, I hear on the loudspeakers, ladies and gentlemen, the lifeguards are now going home. What the? I just ruined the entire inside of my brand new bathing suit. Because Saul, Ira, and Shlomo are getting out of here. And I gotta go too, Philly. You were marvelously incredible. Thank you, guys.
What a set.
It's like a raucous crowd.
Yeah, no, he's been known to sweeten some of these things, I've noticed. But what's great about Joe Matarese is when you think he's going to zig, he zigs. That was so fucking predictable. Where he's like, you know, you hear this thing through the loudspeakers. Oh, it's a terrorist attack and a tsunami. And it turns out it was something mundane. No shit. You don't say. Go figure.
I do have to say, though, I'll give
Yeah.
Joe this.
Okay.
His stand-up, better than his podcast.
Yeah,
I don't know what
everything's
that's
better.
worth. I don't know what that's
Everything's
worth
better
to
than
you.
his podcast. Well, I had a phone conversation just this week with a guy who knows Joe very well.
Okay.
And he was telling me, and apparently this is information that's out there within the New York comedy circuit, as you might call it,
Okay.
that Joe Matarese, as an up-and-comer in the maybe late 90s, early 2000s, was seen as the next big thing. And from the person who was telling me this, he said Nick DiPaolo told him this, Dave Attell told him this, Colin Quinn told him this.
Wow.
They were all blown away by Joe Matarese. They said he wrote the best jokes, he had the best comebacks for hecklers, he was on his game. Everyone thought he was going to be a star, and then he met his wife, and his wife put him on antidepressants, anti-anxiety, and put him into therapy, and he became what we see today.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, this is the conversation I'm having. He goes, Carl, you wouldn't believe. The guy came on Artie Lang's show and was telling the story about his uncles and the mafia and got murdered. And he's telling this crazy story and it's nuts and everyone's laughing and it's such a great thing. And then he calls up later and he goes, you got to cut that out of the show. I can't have that in the show.
Oh, man. I'll tell you, because what's interesting about that is not only did being on antidepressants evidently change him, I didn't know that angle of it, but like when Red Bar and Porcelain and all that, those people started covering Joe, most of what they talked about was that all of Joe's podcasts were solely focused on him being on antidepressants. He thought the most interesting thing in the world was that he took a lot of medication, to the point where he would talk about the types of medication he was on, the dosages, the side effects, like completely boring things that, nursing homes gets a lot of buzz.
Well, think about that, Mike. I think the greatest comic of all time is Dave Attell. Yeah. Dave Attell, if you looked at his life, you'd go, this guy needs help. He's not living life correctly. There's a lot of problems here. But that's what makes him such an amazing comic. So you got Joe Matarese, who meets a girl and she goes, oh, you're crazy. And rather than be like, you're not for me, she goes, I'm going to change you. And then Joe goes, hey, why don't I live my life talking about how I need to be fixed all the time? It's like, just because this one woman told you, who makes a lot of money, I get it. Just because she told you needed fixing, that's what you're going to focus on the rest of your life now? Everything's about fixing you?
That's an interesting wrinkle, because I've always given his wife credit. There are a few great podcast clips in that Porcelain documentary where the wife appears and you can tell she's just disgusted by his career, wants nothing to do with it because he's failing at it, basically. But I didn't realize he was like on the road to success. I didn't realize she derailed it. So that kind of puts a different spin on it.
I know this conversation I was having, I was like, wow, this is crazy. I had no idea. But apparently that's what happened. Rex Sexton, $2 says, Matarese's bit was a Jimmy Soul song in the 60s.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure which one he's referring to, but I believe that. It's
all been said before. These are generic comedy bits. That's my problem with this 93.7% Italian tour. I was watching some of those bits and everything is just, he was showing a photo of a guy he grew up with who had a gold chain and his shirt off and a mustache. He's like, oh, what do you think about this, huh? We call this Italian air conditioning, huh? Like,
the best was when Mike Racine, who I think is a good comic, I think he's very funny. He was on Matarese's show and he's like, this is something I've been seeing on social media lately. He's like, I hate people that, hashtag Italian and put Italian and all their shit. And Matarese goes, oh, absolutely, I agree. And I was like, what do you mean you agree?
Oh, well, thank you for reminding me. Let's look at the hashtags on the video we just watched.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag comedy, hashtag funny, hashtag travel, hashtag stand up. So the joke was about being in Israel. So he put hashtag travel.
It's going to get the people that are searching for travel spots that also like a giggle once in a while. I get it.
This was posted this morning at 6 a.m. and it has 0 comments, 3 likes. It's so sad. It didn't work out for you.
This is where Joe, kidding aside, this is where Joe is fucking up again. Is he ran from Red Bar?
Yep.
When maybe he should have, because I don't know if like Red Bar's audience ever would have translated to views for him. But at the very least, like you'll bring people that will watch him to laugh at him, Like
I don't
you
think
see
he
with
wants
John.
that. Yeah.
Say what you want about John. He is making a living from podcasting solely because you decided to talk about him, whether John wants to admit that or not. So why doesn't Joe learn from his mistakes ever? It's very frustrating.
No, he doesn't learn from his mistakes, and I don't know. I don't want to rail on SSRIs, but I have a feeling that's part of the problem, would be my guess on it. All right, let's shift gears because Manny Muzgetz was in our Discord. If you want to check out our Discord, there's a link on whoarethese.com. You can join for free. We have a Who Are These Socials channel in there. I always look through there for suggestions on things that we should look at on the show. And he found this guy at AllNick on Twitter. And he wrote, this guy has been John Sarasani style battling the Twitter community all weekend because people called him ugly. And this is a guy who claims to be rich and living the life just like John Sarasani.
Sure.
And so I don't know what the deal is. I haven't looked too much into it. Maybe people know about him. I'd love to hear people's feedback on this. But I think you'll enjoy these videos that he posted. So this is him. A message to community notes, this is called.
Yo, shout out to the Twitter people praying for my downfall while saying my champagne ain't real. Keep questioning my life while you cry into your TV dinner, and my chauffeur brings me to $3,000 high tea service at Baccarat. Choose rich.
So that's his catchphrase is choose rich.
Well, I'm just glad he doesn't use an affected voice at all, and he talks in his real cadence.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally how a white guy like him would sound when conversing.
Completely. Yeah.
All right, here's a video that he posted underneath this one.
Yo, cheers to all the Twitter haters who said I don't own my Miami house. I'll have you know I had the staff load up my jet so I could fly out here to my New York City penthouse pied-à-terre. Anyways, while you're click-clacking on Twitter from your mom's basement, I'll be sitting here sipping from my $5,000 bottle of champagne. Remember, choose rich.
Oh, God.
So
I hate people that use catchphrases at the end of every video.
it's so annoying. Hey, hamburger. So it says the bottle Nick is holding does not cost $5,000 and is in fact a bottle of Tanninger champagne that costs less than $85. So people are fact checking about this.
Oh, see, at least John Sarasani, I believe. Like, I think he actually is rich. It's much more hilarious, a guy that is pretending to be rich.
Well, also he talked about the tea service he was getting, and someone looked it up and said the most expensive tea service at Baccarat is less than $500.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I heard he sounded like Jamie Kennedy in Malibu's Most Wanted, I thought he was an authentic guy. But
well, this one right here is my favorite. So in this one, he's sitting behind the wheel of his automobile.
Lamborghini.
And he's bragging about, and it says, "Good morning from my LA Lambo," is the text he put up here.
sweet.
All right. Oh, I don't know why my computer's doing this. Hold on a second. Let me get this figured out.
Haters, I'm in my Lamborghini heading back from my Malibu surf session to my Bel Air mansion that the haters will say ain't real. Anyways, I got a lot to catch you up on, but for now, stay away from those haters and choose rich.
So what's funny about this? So he's talking about his Lamborghini, and you can see he's wearing sunglasses. So you can see the reflection of the steering wheel in the sunglasses, and there's obviously a Mazda logo on the steering wheel. So somebody wrote on here.
Is that true? He's
Yeah.
gotta be fucking around.
Yeah, I think he might be fucking around. Someone wrote on here, based on the reflection of the glasses at various parts of the video, it looks to be a 2021 Mazda CX-5.
But if he is fucking around, that's so intricate that it's brilliant, actually.
Well, then someone in the comment underneath this photoshopped a Lamborghini logo in his sunglasses to make it look like.
Nice.
It's actually, it's very funny.
I
People are having
like
a lot of fun.
imagining. I like imagining him pondering, like be wealthy. No, that doesn't sound cool enough. Like him
Right.
picking choose rich must have been quite a process.
I would imagine. All right. So I don't know what his deal is. If anybody knows about at all Nick, NFT Nick.eth. Let us know what you know about that. All right, let's head over to
I have a
TikTok.
prediction. I think he made his money off Ethereum, I'm guessing. So he's a crypto douche as well, it sounds like.
Well, yeah, NFT is different than crypto.
Well,
but yeah, I hear
ETH
what
is
you're-
Ethereum, though.
Right. Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. I actually just sold my Ethereum recently because I'm like, it's not going to go up any higher than this. So I'm out.
Oh, we'll see.
All right. Fair enough. Nothing that we say on this show should be taken as consultation on your financial well-being. Let's head over to TikTok. That's where all the action is. We know it.
TikTok's a psyop by the Chinese to fuck up the minds of our youth and some other people too. So let's talk quite a lot about these TikTokers we stalk and know. Oh, TikTok fucking blows.
I want to thank Kenneth Peterson for reminding us about Q-Gal. Q-Gal is the girl, we featured her months ago. She was able to eat a Big Mac in 2 bites.
A real cutie pie.
A smaller cheeseburger in 1 bite. She's a smoke show. She has 3.4 million followers. And she decided to try something new on this.
I'm about to put my foot-long cookie in this foot-long sub. Let's do it. I've seen so many people get the foot-long cookie, but I haven't seen anybody put it in their sub. And you know I'm always here to do what nobody else is gonna do. And there's sweet onion teriyaki and chipotle sauce in this. Oh, it's soft and gooey. Oh, yo, this is not gonna. I have to I have to do it like this. Okay. I can't believe I'm doing this. Does this look good? I have a problem with thinking everything tastes good. I like it.
I like it too.
What's not to love? Cookie? Soft? Good. Bread? Good. Meat? Good. All right, we need to double down on this.
All right, so now she's just stacked. She broke it in half. She stacked the 2 sides together. Now she's going to take a bite of this enormous sandwich and cookie combination here, Mike.
Okay.
I can tell you're enthralled. Oh, she did
I
it.
think my taste buds are broken maybe, but I don't know. Would I do that again? No. But am I glad I tried it? Yes.
Her fingers are
I
covered
can
in
imagine.
chocolate.
You don't want to live with regrets. It's a beautiful generation for women where, many years ago they couldn't even show an ankle in public. And now you can make decent money off of just shoving food down your gullet for sport.
Yeah, if we would have told those ladies in the 20s about mukbang, they would have been very confused
Yeah,
about this whole thing. Yeah, so there's this woman named Trisha Paytas. She's as big as a house. People pay her money.
She's attractive? No. She's disgusting.
She's disgusting. And she purposely doesn't wear makeup a lot, which is crazy. And cries. It's repulsive. But she eats some chicken nuggets and people love it. What do you know?
Well, she must have a good personality. Oh God, no. Quite the opposite.
I do think it's funny, though, that, for a long time, there were people who were upset with mainstream media and Hollywood. It's like, oh, only the pretty girls get on television and get into the movies. And you'll notice this, like the sideline reporters in the NFL, always attractive women.
Sure.
It's not necessarily the person who knows the most about football. It's the person who knows enough about football and is also easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
And so you take social media and you go, you know what? Let's give control to the people. Rather than have an executive sit there and audition people and make these decisions about looks and makeup. And look at what we've gotten. Every person with a huge following has giant tits, is a smoke show. So I guess it's the
there is an
natural
element,
order.
like when they're talking about banning TikTok or whatever, there's part of me that's like, yeah, they gave us a chance and we've ruined it. Look at what we've done with it.
It's funny you say that because I don't know if this is true or not because it's reported on by the news media, but from what I've heard, if you go to TikTok in the US, it's shit like this. It's Tourette's girls, it's mukbang, it's dancing, it's all this kind of crazy crap, people doing stunts. And then if you go to TikTok in China, it is very, very different. It's informative, it's educational. It seems like it's a very different product.
They know what they're doing.
Yes. Seems like it's a very different product here. All right. But let's talk about someone who has no idea what to do on TikTok.
It's no different than, a police officer running to the scene of a crime or a firefighter running into a burning building. It's what I do.
Wow, is Tom on fire on TikTok? What is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing. It's the opposite of Julia Fox, where I was sad for a long time that Tom doesn't post more. Like every week he would just post What's up, social media land? I have Jeff Heisen on this week. Who could have guessed?
Right.
And now he's posting like hourly. Did you see how many? Last week I said he'd posted like 25 videos in 3 days or whatever it was. I think this week it was more even.
Yeah, all right, let's watch this video, then we'll go to his profile, because you can tell how many videos he's posting because he's wearing the same shirt. In like 24 videos in a row. Like, this is all in one day he did this. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what he's up to on here. It must be good content.
You ruined everything, you stupid.
Oh, snap, kitty cat.
So he's watching a video of a cat in a girl's lap with a little song or something. And so these are all reaction videos that he's doing on TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because there was a long time for most of existence, no one knew what lonely people did with their time. No one cared, but no one knew. And now we see what's going on.
That's a great way to describe it, because it's the way people behave when you find a new type of technology or something. Like, I remember when Snapchat first started and they would put those filters on where it's like, see what you would look like as a woman or whatever the fuck it is. See what you would look like as a Star Wars character or something. And you'd be like, oh, that's fun. And then you get bored of it after, 3 minutes.
Right.
Tom's doing that 5 years into TikTok being popular. like he's now finding TikTok and behaving the way, a 13-year-old would the day they discover it.
Yeah, and obviously he's posting everything he does. So he doesn't look at his phone afterwards and go, not this one. Every single thing is getting posted.
If he does, imagine what that looks like.
Well, because I'm scrolling through his main page, and you can see how many TikToks he's doing a day, because there's rows and rows of them where he's wearing the same shirt. Yeah. And then the next day with a different shirt, but rows and rows and rows and rows and rows and rows. And then the next day,
crazy.
Rows and rows and rows and rows and rows.
The volume is really what's insane, because the videos are all kind of like the one we just saw, where it's some clip and then Tom having a horrible punchline to cap it off with.
Yeah, let's see another example right here.
I'm fighting my prejudices, but it's clear that you're behaving like a...
Like a what? Exactly.
Got him, Tommy!
I don't know, a bong hit transplant? I don't know, behaving like a high Paul Revere? I don't know, Tom. Come up with something.
Who is that to? Unless it's Tom, who is not an insightful or perceptive guy, looking at what he thinks is popular on TikTok and saying, I should do something like that. Like, in Tom's mind, that's how Matt Rife got successful. It's just following whatever TikTok trend. Or like, he doesn't understand anything. Like, Tom doesn't behave like an adult. It's very weird to watch.
It'd be one thing if this is a guy who's trying to get noticed and is just throwing shit at the wall. This is a guy who's mocked endlessly on the internet. It's why people know who he is. And he's still behaving in this fashion.
Yeah, because he thinks his people, like, that's what's so great about Tom, is that he's like, listen, the trolls, like Nick Mullins fans or WATP fans, they're going to make fun of this. But my people are here to see me say, like, what do you mean exactly, at the end of some weird video.
But he's not getting that response in the chat or anything either. All right, let's take a look at another example.
What's your biggest pet peeve that really isn't that serious, but it still annoys the hell out of you?
Keeping my TikTok up to date. Wait a minute, I'm doing this video.
Oh, you rascal!
Dude, Tom and Opie are the same guy on TikTok.
Yes.
They both do the facial expressions and the looking around like, what? Oh no, look, ain't I a stinker? Look what I just did.
That's exactly right, because they're old men trying to use a young person's technology. And here's where, like, I'm not different from them in the sense that if I was making TikToks every day, because I felt like I had to, they would be this. That's why I don't do them.
No, they would, Mike. They'd be much better than this.
Sure, but to give Tom the benefit of the doubt here, they'd be bad. They wouldn't. If I tried to fit into TikTok trends, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't be interesting. Yeah. Tom's trying to do that, and he doesn't realize that it's never going to work.
Obviously not. So here's one more from our boy, Tom Myers.
Is anybody else at that point in their life where they need a stronger swear word than fuck?
I'd like one.
Damn.
Okay. So what's the joke here? Tom wants to lose his virginity? Is that what the joke is? He wants a fuck? Or does he want a stronger word? Because in America, one exists. We have that.
Yeah, I thought Tom was saying he wanted to say cunt or something like that, you know?
Yeah. Ooh, watch out. Bad boy
Be a
comedy right
bad boy.
there.
It's what's really incredible that wouldn't make any sense to show is like the reason we played these is because Tom's actually in them. The rest are like videos where you see his face just like watching or sometimes mouthing the words, but it's just
yes.
someone else's clip.
Right. We see that
Like,
a lot.
There's no point to them.
No, there's no point to any of this. I like people who use TikTok as a platform to make change in the world, positive change in the world. And of course, you know who I'm talking about. Woke Dad himself, Daniel Alexander. This guy is doing it. He's living his truth, and you can't take that away from him.
When I first started making these videos, I did it for one reason. I did it to connect with my kids when they weren't with me. I did it to give me an opportunity to be able to help them when they were going through hard times.
First off, this is the same reason that Patrick Michael once gave for why he podcasts.
Yeah.
I want my children to know who I was as a person years from now. They'll listen to these shows and he'd take them all off the internet. Like, well, that's obviously not what you were doing then.
Well, can I say though, Patrick Michael's reason, whether he was doing it or not, that's actually a better reason. If he's saying someday my kids will be able to listen to my podcast,
Yeah.
that's a more valid reason than while me and my kids are all alive, I made a TikTok account so I could bond with them.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. They don't need to follow you on TikTok to bond with their father.
No, you could actually call them or text them instead of being a virtue signaling asshole all the time.
Actually,
communicate with them directly.
Possibly the worst thing, I'm going to assume his kids are teenagers if they're on TikTok. I think possibly the worst thing a father could do to bond with their child is to become a TikTok star that talks about wokeness at his mobile coffee shop. Well, that's what kids want to bond with.
One of his children, or at least one of his children, is trans.
What?
So I assume that this kid is at least 4 or older.
Fair, yes. Yeah, he's already had his penis ripped off, so he must be 4.
Yeah, right.
Feel connected to me and overall stay connected with them. I'm going to go back to those roots right now because this is important. Hi, guys. I love you so much with every part of my heart.
Love you too.
And I know what you're going through is tough right now. I can feel it. I know it. But I'm here for you. Do you remember when I got this? This tattoo that says never forget? Do you remember why I got that tattoo on my underarm?
Yeah, never forget means a lot of things, but very specific things.
Yeah, I mean, 9/11 and the
Pearl
Holocaust
Harbor,
are the 2 big ones, yeah.
Right.
Wasn't a reminder of all the hard times that we've been through together. It was a reminder that even in the worst times, some of the most beautiful things happened. Some of the most beautiful things came from some of the worst times. And I know you can't see it right now.
So wait a second. He got a tattoo on his body that says never forget, but he has to try to remember what that means and then translate it to people for what that means. Why not just get the thing that you want to not forget?
I see
Why
you
leave
have
it
I see you have never forget tattooed on you there. Did you lose someone? Yes, my child's penis.
It's crazy.
Never forget.
What's wrong with this asshole? You could have made this a lot clearer for everyone rather than just post a clue on your arm.
Well, it's for his kids. Don't forget. It's not for us.
Right. Good point.
That's the important thing.
That's the important thing is that he's TikToking a multinational platform, a worldwide platform, talking directly to 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
I know you can't see it right now. It's so far in front of you that you can't see it. But I bet when you look back on this moment, you're going to realize that there were some really beautiful things that happened. Hold tight to those. Let those be what drives you through even the hardest of times. I love you with my whole heart.
Wow.
And I'm sorry. I've got your back, though.
Why does he say he's sorry? Because God made them wrong? Why is he saying sorry to that? What's the point of that?
Blame him. Don't blame me or me. or
Yeah,
your mother.
seriously, what is he saying right there? Do you understand it?
No, but I do feel a little guilty because this message to his kids made me remember that we've been playing all these videos of this guy who has a private TikTok account where only his kids follow him, and we got the videos and just played them on here, so it makes me feel kind of shitty.
Hold on, I got to stop you right there, Mike. Maybe you forgot. That's not the case at all. This is actually wide open for anyone to find.
Well, he doesn't have any followers, does he?
No, he actually does. He has a bunch of followers, and people comment on every single video that he puts up.
Then that can't be right, because it almost feels self-congratulatory to make this video for your 140,000 followers and make it seem like it's a message to your children. It seems almost phony.
And these followers are fucking retarded. Katrina says, "You are an amazing dad." And Tara says, "You're such a great dad." And then Nancy says, "You are a beautiful soul." And Michelle says, "Amazing words. I hope all is well with your kiddos." This does Florentine know about this? Can we get Florentine on this?
I don't have like a great relationship with my dad, so you might say that he wasn't a great dad. But if you ask the people that he tells he's a great dad, they would probably disagree with that. You know?
It's insane. This person's a fucking problem. All right, let's hit some super chats real quick.
Yay, super chats.
Rick U 3225 bucks says, "Raise your hand if yourself hit Carl or Mike's wives in the non-complimentary way."
You have to hit my girlfriend. You know, who cares about that?
Yeah, it's fine. Kevin Haas, who I owe a personalized jingle to, says, "Tom definitely never made white with a girl." No, Tom is a virgin. Tom gives me the same vibes as Harrison Young.
I don't know. Have you ever heard him talk about sex? It sounds pretty suave.
Both Harrison Young and Tom Myers are really into baseball.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Like, as soon as you start getting pussy, you're just like, yeah, I don't care how many home runs McGuire had in 98.
What would be amazing is a Harrison Young, Tom Myers interview.
Oh, yes. Well, you know what? That might actually drive me off the internet if that were to happen. I might have to Matarese it out of here.
It's very hard to book Tom Myers because obviously we've tried to get him on and it didn't work. But what's crazy to me is like my boy David Collins tried to get him on.
Yep.
Now, if you watch David's show, it's perfectly. You would not think this guy is like out to get me or anything.
Correct.
And yet he gives David Collins the same runaround. Talk to my agent, and David Collins was like, "I have contacted this person, and it seems to be you, Tom."
That's the best part.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat. Dang Lizard is another hero supporting the show that would also help feed Carl's cat in Florida.
Dang Lizard 5 Euro says, St. John says, "Positive change on TikTok is no discriminatory Asian accents. Shane Gillis raped our ears." Is that what St. John is saying? Thank you for that. Oh, you know what? I should play this for our boy Rick Yu, who just super chatted us and I missed it.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the amazing super chat, Rick of 3,220. It is greatly needed to offset the worst business decision in podcast history for Blind Mike to go SJ free on his show.
Rock O or B 2002 $5 says, "Never forget that you're supposed to be running a coffee shop, douche. This guy can't be making a lot of money. No, he's spending all of his time on TikTok."
Oh, I can report one of the big coffee shops around him, one of the chains, shut down recently. So he's been swamped. Everyone's been flooding to his mobile coffee shop.
Good for him. Dang Lizard 2 Euro says, "St. John will prove you need karmic justice." Oh, I'm sure of that.
Interesting.
Goat Melp $7 says, "Woke Dad is so insufferable that it turns out he's a comedian doing a satirical character. I'll still, if it turns out he's a comedian doing a satirical character, I'll still hate him equally as much if he's legit." Yes,
for making us do this. Yeah,
I agree with you. Even if he does like a ta-da at the end of something, no, still fuck you. Did you really get the legislation passed through? Yeah, I really. That was part of the bit, though, Carl. No.
Great. If he committed himself to that life.
Yeah, right.
He's on Capitol Hill.
Well, if he starts wrestling women, then I'll get on board.
Then we're suspicious, yeah.
All right. Here's another one from our boy Woke Dad.
This moment of trans joy brought to you by, I don't know, being your everyday average good person.
Oh, he's a good person finally, for once. Daniel Alexander is a good person. About time, sir.
Nice to see a video where he comes out on top.
Let's see how good of a person he is. I bet there was an interaction with a stranger that changed the stranger's life. What do you think?
You've
Mike?
watched this. That's not fair.
I just went into the hardware store here to get some wood. Can you see it? With
yes.
The whole portrait mode.
I believe you.
I needed to get wood so that I could stake up some signs for my coffee shop. And I walked around the store. As I went to walk out and cash out, the person at the cash drawer had a name tag on, and the name tag said, "Hi, my name is this. My pronouns are this." So what did I do?
So first off, I have to say, this is a weird name. I have to say, because I see this at the local grocery store here too, is they put the pronouns on the name tag now.
Mm-hmm.
When would you have to refer to someone's pronouns? This is a easy transaction. You say hello, maybe how you doing. I don't go that far. That's too much.
It's interesting you say that, because I would think the same thing. He actually brings up that argument in a way where it makes him like a hero in some form.
I mean, you don't need to know someone's pronoun. My buddy Adam Curry always likes to say when someone says their pronouns, "Don't worry, I won't be talking about you." It's great. It's perfect.
I like that.
I respected what they were sharing with me. They didn't have to tell it to me. They were clearly sharing it. I used their appropriate name. I used their appropriate pronouns. Actually, I didn't have to use their pronouns because when you're talking to somebody, if you're using their pronouns, that's kind of weird because you're not talking about them. You're talking to them. But on my way out, I said, "Thank you, sir. I appreciate it." Gave him the peace sign and went on with my day.
Everybody cheered.
Well, I didn't really go on with my day at that point because he started to tear up.
Oh, come
he
on.
said, "Thank you very much." And I told him, "Much respect." And that's all it takes. Just respecting people for who they are. Being a good, goddamn, average, everyday person spreads so much joy in this world. Doesn't matter if that person is trans or not. Hope you have a great day.
Mike, comment?
Well, I have a feeling, because I know your general attitude, that you're gonna mock this. But let me try and frame it for you correctly. I know how you are.
You're reading me like a book over here, like a
let me try
Braille
and frame
book.
it for you though. Put yourself in this guy's shoes. You understand? You've been called Lady K for months now. Lady K. Carl wears cow bikinis. He's a woman. He has wood paneling. He has no kids. You're at your live show next week in Tampa. Go buy your tickets, folks. You're there, and someone says, "Hey, Mister, great show."
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to get a little teary-eyed, aren't you?
Wow, you recognize I'm a man. It's amazing.
Hey, Mr. K.
So he literally called a woman sir, and he thinks that makes him amazing.
That's right, yeah.
So I just want to point this out. This is becoming a religion at this point.
Yeah.
My brother's ex-wife is born again.
Okay.
And she would treat people like shit. And she would justify it. It's okay because I believe in Jesus.
Oh.
This is the same thing. It's just like, I can do whatever I want because I called a woman sir because that's what she wanted me to call him. Her, whatever.
Yeah.
It's so confusing.
It is, like, I think if Daniel Alexander had a little less, like, if he had the self-awareness of Stuttering John, he would have finished that story with, "They carried me out on their shoulders."
Right.
Chanting, "Daniel, Daniel, Daniel." Like, he's aware enough not to go that over the top, but even just a guy or a lady, whatever the fuck it is, tearing up because you said, "Hello, sir." It's like so ridiculous.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just say it.
Bullshit.
I don't think it happened.
Yeah,
I think he's making this one up. I think he might be making this one up.
This one, yeah, not the others, but
could be wrong. Like Rolling Stone, $5 says, "Was at Carlson, sat with Champion, high as a kite. Good show. Thank you. Thanks for coming to the show. Have you seen my stand-up yet, Mike, that I did at the
I
Comedy
have
the
not. I
Carlson?
wanted to. I was going to watch it before this week's Blind Mike project, just in case.
Great.
But I assume Cardiff did a great job writing. Or Cardiff and Vinny.
Well, Cardiff actually wrote a few jokes I thought were pretty funny.
Okay, good.
I wasn't expecting that. He actually gave me some good ones
Excellent.
to read. But thanks for coming to the show. And of course, we love to see you down in Largo, March 22nd, WATPlive.com for tickets. Kevin Hassey says, Carl, FYI, Hassey rides with the capital of your summer home. Glad my song's not ready. Got it. Kevin Hassey. Now I understand. Thank you for clearing that up for me. Dang Lizard, 10 euro says, St. John the Holy is always right, and you will suffer the consequence of your inadequacies like never being the announcer on Jay Leno's Tonight Show. God, this St. John is really causing a lot of problems over here, I feel like.
Yeah, he's also very focused on certain credits, it seems.
Yeah. Go figure. Dang Lizard, 2 euros says St. John tears up about his humanity. That's true. John's the other person who tears up when talking about how great of a person he is.
I changed their lives for the better.
And you know what I did? I called that boy's mom and told her that he's got a good future.
I think I've heard you say Horny John is your least favorite John.
Yeah.
I think my favorite John is pontificating about his life, John.
Mike, have you ever
here I sit at the mountaintop.
Have you ever teared up about your accomplishments or your good deeds in life?
No.
That's so crazy. I can't believe anyone would do that, let alone on camera while broadcasting.
Even if you're a phony, even like pathological liars know to do that at other people's achievements, not your own.
Shit. Dang Lizard, another 2 euros says St. John the Holy preaches the turn.
Hell yeah.
All right. That's enough of TikTok. Let's head over to Reddit.
Who are these losers using Reddit?
What is it? Reddit!
All right, we're back at Zero COVID Community, one of our favorite subreddits. And before Carter says cease and desist, I don't see them checking out this subreddit.
Oh, they should. Although I don't know how playful people would be if they try to get someone on. But
yeah, no, that would not work out well.
Last week we mentioned the new CDC rulings. I didn't see much on that. Like maybe people are fleeing the subreddit slowly. But I thought this one was pretty interesting just because it seems, it fits exactly what we talk about with this subreddit.
I don't know if I'm allowed to post this here, but I cannot find anyone I'm attracted to who also masks anywhere. I'm 25 years old and a female in Chicago. Can anyone help me out here? I heard about some local masked speed dating, which sounds horrible because I'd have to leave my house and probably reject a lot of people. Beggars can be choosers, in my opinion. But I might try it out. Is there any other place, online or in real life, that I can go meet each other? That we can go meet each other? I couldn't find love before the pandemic because I have such a specific, unwavering set of values. And it's only gotten harder now that 99% of the world doesn't mind playing Russian roulette moment after moment. I'm not as safe as I'd like to admit, but I mask when I'm at work. And I know I could become safer if I found the right person. Most of the unsafe things I do involve hanging out with coworkers who won't mask. If I had a partner who did, I don't think I'd want to do unsafe things as often. Mike, I'm sure when you read this, you were thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. This chick must be amazing in bed. I bet she does everything. Nothing's off limits with this broad.
Smoking hot, too, I imagine.
Oh, God. What a fuck. I just imagine meeting someone like this.
That's exactly what I was going to say is that, like, I have a litany of flaws. I'm aware of that. So how insane would it be for me to cut off? She puts the number at 99% of the world. I think that's low. I think it's much higher than 99%, actually.
Yeah.
But the idea that you're cutting off 99% of the world knowingly, it's not like she's one of the people that's like, hey, I think a lot of people are actually masking. She's admitting no one's doing it, but saying like, if you don't do this, you're incorrect. It's a disease these people have.
Yes, it is a disease. And I want to point out that next week, March 20th or 21st, whatever that date is, will be the 4-year anniversary of the official lockdowns here in the United States. I remember it very vividly. I remember being out at a live music show on the Saturday night, and I was friends with the owner, and he came over and he goes, "This is the last time we'll be open. Everything's getting shut down." I go, "No, come on. That's stupid."
Yeah.
And lo and behold, everything was shut down after that. We are 4 years past that. People get COVID all the fucking Russian roulette. Russian roulette involves a bullet. It's a 1 in 6 chance of dying. What are the chances of a 25-year-old female dying from COVID? Is it 1 in 6, Mike?
I don't think so, but just to be safe, guys, mask up next week in Tampa, if you don't mind. I don't want Carl getting sick.
I'm not a numerologist. I don't claim to be. I'm not GG33, but 1 in 6? That's what your chances are?
That's a good point, too, is I didn't even give the Russian roulette thing
That's
that
so
much
stupid. Oh, what a fucking moron.
Yeah,
All right. I do love this community.
I do think that subreddit seems like it's dying down. Like the posts were a little less sporadic than the last time we checked in. So that's at least good news.
That makes sense. I mean, you can't keep this up forever. And there's always been people who are agoraphobic. That's fine. But stop pretending that COVID's going to get you. There's a lot worse things than COVID.
That was all of our thing for a few months. You don't own it.
Correct.
We all did.
Also, I have to say, I think what's worse for you than COVID is loneliness. Just check out Tom Myers and Opie's TikToks.
Yeah.
Loneliness is way worse.
We got to start posting Tom's TikToks in there and be like, guys, this is what's going to happen. Get outside now.
Do something with your life. All right. One more segment we have here. Heading over to YouTube.
I'll stop the show and watch YouTube.
Because our boy Delete Laws is at it again. He went to Oklahoma. He went to the cop shop, a new term I just recently learned.
Yeah, and he much like our friends at the Zero COVID community, hasn't been leaving his house much for some reason.
Right.
So I was really just happy to see him out and about up his old tricks. You think he's annoying until you start to miss him, you know?
Right. So you sent this over to me with the timestamp and just said, he's back.
Yeah, I was very excited.
Very exciting here.
You don't have to be afraid of me. I could stand right next to you, dude. I'm like your brother. I'm not gonna attack. If someone attacked you, I would pull them off. But the flinching and shit. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I'm not flinching.
You flinched a couple times.
Okay.
Like you have no reason to be afraid of me.
Okay.
I'm not a violent person.
Are you a victim of anything here in McAllister City limits you need to take a file report on? If not, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Oh no, I don't have to leave.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want, but I don't have to leave. I can stay here as long as I like.
So I think the title of this video is something to the effect of like, this cop is terrified of me or something. Like
that's it.
He tries to spin it like this. Like he really got in this guy's grill. When you can hear in the guy's voice, he's just like, "Hey man, like we've answered your questions. If you don't have any business here, could you leave, please?" And he's just getting tough with him. Also, the interesting thing about Chili DeCastro is his entire business model is that cops are aggressive assholes who escalate situations, often to the point of abuse, torture, or murder. And yet, I don't know who the abusive one in this situation is. It's hard to tell. I don't think it's the cop, though.
He has no business there. At the beginning of this video, he walks in, and it's weird because Chili DeCastro is looking at the plaque on the wall that talks about like what the police are there to do, and he says, "My hand is shaking reading this right now." And then he goes on to say that everyone's scared of him. It's like, no, well, hold on a second. Who's afraid of who in this scenario? And with his stupid constitutional law stuff that he talks about, he's getting real dangerously close to the Stuttering John. You can't beat this.
That's he doesn't say those exact words, but it's close enough.
He might as well be saying that. Yeah, you think he's gonna one up everyone. So yeah, this is insane. This police officer's just like, "Sir, you're in my building. I work here. What are you doing here?" And Chili's just like, "Oh, it's a public place, blah blah blah." It's like, yeah, right, you can be here, but why? Why are you here? What are you doing?
Why are you? Yeah. Also, the cops being very cordial to him. Why are you this aggressive?
Oh, that's the crazy part here.
I'm conducting business here. You can't tell me to leave. As a matter of fact, you're out of order right now. But you're out of order. You're out of line. I'm a constitutional law scholar. I'm not just some joke here. I sue lots of cops.
Have you sued anyone successfully? No, not yet. I'm getting around to it. What an asshole.
Why is the volume of people you sued a badge of honor?
Right. That's not a good thing. It makes you an asshole. And a constitutional law scholar is just a made-up term for himself.
Well, it's really made up because he didn't go to school for it. He means he learned on the internet.
Correct.
So you can't tell me to leave a public building when I'm conducting business in that building. You should apologize to me as I'm the citizen. You are supposed to be an authority. Why don't you say you're sorry? Say you're sorry. You can't ask me to leave here. Say you're sorry. You just misrepresented the authority you have. No, you said you're going to ask me to leave. I'm not leaving. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You're not going to do a damn thing. And if
he's asking you to leave. He's saying, will you please leave? You're annoying. He's asking you. And I said no. Like, well, but could you though? Please?
But Chili's ruining this whole argument because his whole stance, the whole concept of his being is that if a guy like Delete Laws walked in there, they would, pin him against the wall, put him in torture cuffs. He says these jackboot thug pigs would act like savages to detain him. Meanwhile, Chili's the one getting in this guy's face saying, do something. And the cop's like, would you please just leave me alone?
Yeah, this is him yelling, I dare you, over and over again.
you do, I'll sue you personally under 1983. And then you'll face federal district court. And if you violated my rights, you face 2 years in prison. Do it. Or take your happy ass back to your office and flee like a little dog.
Have yourself a good day.
Go. You've annoyed me. You don't tell me to leave a public building when I'm conducting business. I have every right to be here. Don't you ever misrepresent your authority.
It sounds like what's backing up his right to be there is a lot of laws that he doesn't want deleted, which is weird.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's a very good point, actually. But so this guy's walking in there, starting with the police officer, and then saying, why don't you walk away like a little puppy? So it's like, well, do you want me to or not? Because now you're insulting me if I do walk away. So
right.
I'm
yeah,
confused
but don't you
that.
want me to walk away? Because you kind of want me to let you do whatever you want, right? I'm doing the right thing in your mind.
But it reminds me of if you ever see like the Royal Guards in England or whatever they're called. Where they have to stand there and they can't react to anything. People will be like, oh, look at me. I'm fucking with the Royal Guards. It's like, yeah, I mean, you're all tough and cool when this person has a job and they can't fuck with you. Try it with this guy at the bar later tonight and see what happens.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Fuck around and find out there, Chili.
Turn your camera off.
Yeah, turn your camera off. Let's see what happens. All right. You labeled this one interesting argument.
I mean, are you for upholding rights instead of law enforcing?
Well, I think it consists of both, yes.
No, because
so.
if my wife beats me up and I call you and you come into my home to protect me because my wife beat me up and there's marijuana in my ashtray, if you're a law enforcer, then you're looking to arrest me for the marijuana instead of upholding my rights.
It's very odd that that's the example he uses. If my wife beats me up, let's just say in a scenario, I'm married and I'm a pussy.
So let's say this, Copper, the neighborhood kids are giving me purple nurples and wedges. What do you do then?
Yeah, right. You ever get an Indian bird from a 7-year-old? It's rough.
If my wife beats me up, why are you using that as the example?
It's so bizarre. So I've been watching a ton of cop cams lately. We've been doing a segment on the Creep Off every week. Ooh. And what I've found, maybe because they have the cameras on them now, it probably is the case. But these police officers are so patient with assholes all the time. And this scenario that he's bringing up where like, oh, there's marijuana that you see when you walk into my house. The cops are actually really cool about it unless you're an asshole. As soon as you're being an asshole to them, they're just like, all right, fine, we'll just throw the book at you. But if you're polite and just complying, they're actually, from everything that I've seen, and I'm sure people have different experiences in life, from everything I've seen, if you're just polite to police officers, they pretty much leave you alone.
He's also using like old arguments, like maybe Oklahoma's different with weed or whatever, but like the weed angle, it's like, so what if a colored walks into a restaurant that doesn't know?
What if they're using the wrong drinking fountain? Then what do you do, Copper, huh?
What are these laws you're citing?
So stupid. All right, one more clip from this video because we got to be selling stuff. Chili De Castro.
Yes, yeah, it's important.
He's up to 538,000 subscribers. Wow. But these videos don't get a lot of views down. Yeah, the people aren't watching them, but
yeah.
All right, let's see. What is he selling here?
don't destroy. It won't melt in your wallet. You need to have a Fifth Amendment driver and non-driver cop card in your wallet. These are the best gifts you'll ever give anybody.
All right. I'm pretty sure that's grounds for divorce if you give this as a gift to someone.
The only reason I see him pitching that shit all the time, but the only reason I wanted to include this one is I've never heard him frame it as a gift. Like, hey, happy Mother's Day, Ma.
He's getting desperate. He's like, I know you don't want one, but your family does. Oh
Such
my
a
God.
crazy angle. Imagine what a horrible Yankees swap item that would be.
Yeah. Who was your Secret Santa? I don't know. Chili de Castro? Oh, you got me. How'd you know? Unbelievable.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat. Dang Lizard is always there to lend Carl a helping hand with his club foot.
No one supports this channel as much as Dang Lizard. I appreciate that. I see him on who are these broadcasters. I see him all over who are these socials. He is the man. Dang Lizard 5 Euros says, you can never be safe of St. John's teachings and the turn. Yes, Carl, the turn is real. The turn is our doom, but the turn might save us all. Hashtag the turn. Dang Lizard's trying to get something going here with the turn.
Yes, and St. John. I'm very curious.
And St. John, yes. We have to learn more about this. Rock O or B 2002 $5 says he makes me support hashtag defund the police, but not for the reasons he thinks. See, if his constitutional scholarship works for him when he's getting mugged. Yeah.
Well, he likes the laws that protect him. That's what's interesting about Chili.
I've definitely noticed that.
Yeah.
He cites, like you pointed out very astutely, he cites law all the time.
Right.
When it's against the police officers. I'm sure he'd love to see them in the torture cuffs, but
certainly, yeah.
No one else. Kevin Hasse coming in with $2. Can we invite Chili to Hackamania? Oh, we should.
He'll be out there.
Probably.
Yeah, he might be the governor of that state soon.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Dang Lizard 2 Euros says Blind Mike can't see the turn. The turn.
Dang, message me. We'll talk. I could be.
We'll talk about the turn.
Yeah.
Mike, you and I were talking right before the show. We got a note from Christian Blatt.
Yes.
And he sent us over a video of Aroldis Chapman, who this is a Major League Baseball pitcher who used to throw the heat.
Yeah. Good guy. It sounds
over
like
100 miles per hour.
Sweet guy.
Aroldis Chapman was traded to the Chicago Cubs during the 2016 season. They won the World Series with him, so I'm a big fan of his. Of course, I think he was also with the Yankees and won a championship with them.
Did not win a championship with them, but was with the Yankees.
Oh, I thought he was a 2-time World Series champ. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all, actually, because here he is sitting on the couch with his mom and squeezing his mom's boobies for some reason. What's going on? She looks uncomfortable.
Oh, she's not into it?
No.
Only we can translate.
Yeah, let me translate that real quick. I'm not feeling it right now. You're not getting to third base.
Well, thank you, son, but no thank you.
You do not have my consent. Oh my God, he's really aggressively squeezing her boobs. Very aggressively. Maybe it's a cultural thing.
Maybe. Yeah, we just don't understand, you know?
Maybe we just don't understand. I hope that's
They actually respect their mothers over there. God damn it.
That's true, yes. Who am I to judge on that one? That's weird. That is really weird. Okay, I have a quick update on John Sarasani on Below Deck, that TV show, that reality show I was telling you about.
Excellent.
Where he had an episode. Alex F says, "Hey Carl, I watched Sarasani on Below Deck, and he was what you think he would be." Okay, I'm intrigued. But I'm emailing you because you should know they only pay half the cost of the regular yacht trip for being on the show. So make fun of that motherfucker for being cheap. Ayo! Also, they don't pay their airfare to get to the yacht. So, John Sarasani, now, listen, it'd be very easy for me to say, wow, what a cheap asshole. He went on a yacht vacation and found a way to make it less expensive for him without having to pay airfare. But you have to understand that John Sarasani, the thing that he likes more than money is fame.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Whatever it takes to get on that fucking boat.
Yes.
He's happy to do. Yeah.
So he said he tipped $23,000 because Jordan wore the number 23 in Chicago. So apparently, according to John Sarasani, I don't think he went on that show looking to save money on a vacation.
Yeah. Jordan also didn't wear the number 23,000, so I don't quite get that.
No, he did not. The jersey wasn't big enough for that.
Yeah.
So I do want to check that episode out. Maybe what I'll do is I'll find it and watch it and see if it's worth bringing to the show or a bonus show or something like that.
I wonder, I don't know enough about that show. Do you think he's on it very long?
No, because they mostly focus on the staff. That show is all about the people who work on the yacht more than the.
That's the thing is I'm
passengers.
imagining a quick Sirasani cameo.
Well, he probably has a bunch of scenes.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I think it's, well, I'm speaking out of school now. I don't really watch the show. It's probably just one episode. I don't know. Dang Lizard with another €5 says, Dang Lizard, what's going on? Says, St. John the Holy is infallible. He dispenses karmic justice, and you should never mess with his holiness or the turn.
What's great about super chats is like once you commit to accepting them, they kind of control you. Like, if someone realizes they can control you, they can just send shit all day.
Yeah.
I think Dang Lizard is realizing.
Honestly, Dang Lizard, if you have a pamphlet, I'm reading it. All right? I'm in. I'm interested.
We're in your hands, Dang Lizard.
Yeah. Like when Jehovah's Witnesses come to the door, I'm just like, nah, I'm not. With this one, I'm like, all right, yeah, come on in. I'll put some coffee on. Let's check this out.
yeah, let's talk.
I'm interested. Why not? All right. Mike, we got some voicemails.
All right.
You want to hear some voicemails from people?
I'd love to.
We got actually a lot this week.
Ooh.
Hey, Carl, this is for Watts. So, somebody brought up in the voicemail section about the Subaru and the F350. To clarify some lore, the F350 is his coffee truck, and the Subaru is his personal vehicle.
Oh, okay.
But one thing to bring up about Daniel Alexander is I'm a service technician. I talk to many people every day for multiple years now, and I have never once had a single interaction like that. And maybe that's just, because of the role of my job and the, kind of way you got to act. But also, I've never had anybody come up to me and say anything like that. And I've talked to tens of thousands of people over the years now, every single day, different people that I never see again, and they have never once had a heartfelt conversation that could change my soul. So I don't know. Sounds like he's full of shit.
All right, so you're subscribing to what we're saying and that he's making all of this up. Yes.
I don't know. I think the caller's lying. It doesn't sound believable that he's never had. Never, sir. No one's ever teared up because you said howdy, ma'am.
That's insane. By the way, the greater good has a good joke out here. John Sarasani on blow dick instead of blow deck. I get it.
I don't know if it's a great joke, but it did get me.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed enough to read a chat that wasn't super. How about that?
Yeah.
Hey, this is for Who Are These Socials? Just listening to the latest episode there, and that time where Carl was like, yeah, this is like AI, except with the I. I almost spit my potato salad all over my dashboard. Yeah, great job no selling that, Mike, you fucking dink. Anyways, keep up the good work, boys. Fuck you. Don't call me back. Bye-bye.
I thought I was only getting hit in that voicemail, and then he came after you, too, so I felt better.
I'm very sorry. I misbehaved, I guess.
Jesus Christ. People are listening and paying attention. Who knew?
Yes, I like to hear it.
All right.
Carl, this message is for Rudy Social. This is Mike in Detroit. People in Detroit know Little Caesars.
Oh, hold on a second. This is actually a series. I got to put these in the right order.
Oh.
I'm realizing. Okay. So I mentioned Detroit-style pizza. We were talking about Little Caesars, and I was talking about how when I get the really awesome baseball tickets from Drew, we go to the Tigers game. We're up in the Champions Club, and they bring out the Little Caesars, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I knew I would get feedback on this because I know we have a lot of people in Detroit listening to the show. So here we go.
What have you done?
This is for Who Are These Socials? Carl, you idiot. You said you were going to get calls. Hopefully this is your first one. Little Caesars is not just Detroit-style pizza.
It's not?
It's prevalent when you're in Drew's Suite and other places in Detroit because the Illiches who own Little Caesars own the Tigers and the Red Wings, hence Red Wing or Little Caesars Arena.
Got it.
The pizza's garbage. None of us enjoy it.
Okay.
If it's on a table when I walk into a friend's party, I roll my eyes and never indulge. It's for kids. and I don't know, really poor people. But yeah, none of us like it either. We're just kind of stuck with it because Illich owns half of Detroit.
I see.
So
Okay.
that's it.
That makes sense to me because the Little Caesars didn't seem like its own style. It just seemed like shitty.
I still think it's
pizza.
Detroit style because Detroit style is like a really thick, bready crust with just like a thin layer of sauce and cheese on the top.
What do you want me to tell you? The people of Detroit have spoken and told you to
No,
shove it
you're
up your
right.
ass.
Good point. Good point. All right. Here's more about Little Caesars.
Hey, Carl. This is for Who Are These Socials? Just listen to the latest episode. Very good, but sorry, I'm going to have to correct you.
Okay.
Little Caesars Pizza is in no way, shape, or form to be confused with Detroit-style pizza.
Okay.
They are not one and the same. Not even fucking close. Little
sorry,
Caesars
guys.
Pizza is a pizza chain that was founded in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It is not a Detroit-style pizza.
Okay.
Detroit-style pizza specifically is a square pizza, usually rectangular, and it's that way because it's been made in a pan that the auto workers used to use to deliver parts in, and the cheese goes on before the sauce goes on.
Oh, it's like
That's
You're
a
losing me,
Detroit-style
Detroit, but
pizza.
I'm with you.
Okay, so that's what Chicago deep dish. They do the same thing. I used to work at Pizzeria Uno, so obviously I have a lot of expertise in this.
Yes, Chicago's finest, as Carl says.
Yes.
But please, do not confuse Little Caesars with Detroit-style pizza, because it isn't. It has a love-hate relationship in this city. Plenty of people in the city will tell you it's the shittiest pizza they've ever had. But there are a lot of people who have a fondness for it because it was a $5 pizza.
Sure.
And a lot of people in this town didn't make a lot of money, grew up on $5 pizzas. Shitty $5 pizzas, but they grew up on it.
Yeah.
So there's a nostalgia effect there.
Makes sense.
But, again, I cannot stress this more.
All right. We get it.
Little Caesars
Yeah.
is not Detroit-style pizza.
Yeah.
Guys,
Just
I
wanted to
tried
clear
to
that
tell
up.
him.
Love the
You
show.
heard me.
Sweet.
All right. Actually, that actually brings up a point. I was at this place called Silver Iguana for lunch last Friday, and it's a Mexican place owned by a buddy of mine. And I got the generic American gringo hard shell tacos. You know, it's got the cheese, ground beef, lettuce, tomato.
Okay.
And they put the cheese on the bottom, and then the meat, and then the lettuce and tomato. What do you think about that, Mike?
I think it's an interesting move. I wouldn't like it, but if it was good, it wouldn't shock me. Was it any good?
It was fantastic. And I got to say,
Okay, see, yeah.
the other thing that sold me on it was the meat to lettuce and cheese ratio was on point.
Yeah.
There was so much meat in these tacos. I was like, you put the cheese wherever the fuck you want. Getting a pass.
I'm resistant to change, but if you just slid it to me without me knowing and I enjoyed it, that wouldn't stun me. But if you told me, here's what we're doing, I'd say, no, you're not.
Right, good point.
Not to my dish.
But the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I enjoyed that taco, but the cheese under the sauce thing that Chicago and Detroit started to do with pizza, there's
I
really no
don't get
point
it.
to it.
That's
there's no point to it at all. You're not impressing anyone with that move.
It's just causing a mess for no reason.
Yes, it's messier. Correct.
Carl, this message is for Rudy Social. This is Mike in Detroit.
Okay.
People in Detroit know Little Caesars is trash pizza.
Okay.
Damn straight, boys.
The Illiches own the Tigers. That's why they trot that shit out there.
Okay.
In the Champions Club. But we all know it's trash. People don't love it around here. It's the equivalent of saying, like, Subway's a gourmet sandwich. It's trash pizza. Subway's trash sandwiches. We don't love it. Stop it.
Hell yeah. Go Lions, fuck Carl. I'm with you guys.
We did get 3 different voicemails. I knew that would happen when I brought that up. Like Rolling Stone, $2 says, Carl, does the carpet match the drapes? A Gale never tells. That's
You're no
what I'll
longer
say.
frosted. Am I wrong about that?
I unfrosted my tips, but it's weird. They're getting white again. I gotta go in for another treatment. I think Dang Lizard 2 Euro says the most important part about pizza is the turn.
Oh God, dang!
He's not giving
Dang
up.
Lizard's one of those guys. Will be like, remember, he used to be great, and then he got religious, and you know.
Did St. John tell you that?
I'm calling because Penis Wrinkle didn't get a jingle.
Yeah.
Miguel got a jingle, and Penis Wrinkle has been a staple in the show. Very disappointed.
We all are.
Call me back.
No, you're right. You're right. Without Penis Wrinkle, where are any of us?
Yeah.
So it is on the docket for sure. All right, one more voicemail.
Hey, Carl, this is for Who Are These Socials? You and Blind Mike talk about Matt Rife sucking dudes off, and I was with you the whole conversation, except as you went on, you just kept, you didn't even think that a woman could be an executive. There's sexism, sir. Just kidding, bitches to be tripping. All right, love you, fuck you. Call me back.
That is a real, now imagine this person was white moment.
Yeah, that's funny. Well done. You almost made me think like, oh no, am I the, oh yeah, okay, good. I feel better. Mike, I want to talk about something that's very important to me, and that is blindmike.net.
Oh, you're too sweet. Thank you, buddy. Yes, that's where all my links are. If you want to check it out, free links to all my podcasts. Blind Mike Project. Why are you laughing? Who are these socials? If you want to listen at any point, you can find all the links there. Blind Mike Project will be live on Sunday, so watch live with us if you'd like. And why are you laughing? The Woody Allen episode just went up the other night, and Bo Burnham got like nuked by YouTube. Hopefully
no.
that'll be up next week. I think it will. But right now it is on Patreon. So if you're a YouTube member, you can't get it yet. But if you want to check out the Patreon, then the Bo Burnham Inside episode is up there right now. That's like one of my favorite comedy specials ever. So I hope I did a decent job with it. So check all that out, blindmike.net. And I understand there's a live show happening somewhere in the country. Am I right about that?
Why, yes, there is, Mike. In fact, it's in Largo, Florida, which is near Tampa and Clearwater. You fly to either of those airports if you're flying. But I'm sure there's a lot of people who can make the road trip. March 22nd, it's Friday night, a week from, this Friday. If you're listening to this on Friday, it's a week from today.
Right.
And we'll be there with the guys from Revenge of the Sis. We're going to have Cardiff Electric. We're going to have Tukey. I think I saw Tukey's show the other day. He was losing a patch of hair on his chin. He was very concerned about his hair falling out. So he said he's going to not bring Tukey out again until the live show. So if you want to see Tukey, get your photo taken with Tukey, you're going to want to come to Largo. We got a whole list of people coming down. I can't wait. It's always so much fun doing the live shows. We always bring it on those. I'm not phoning it in like some people. Subreddit surfing. No, I'm kidding. They did a fantastic job. Anyone who came to subreddit surfing in Rochester this past weekend, that was a lot of fun. So whoarethese.com is where you can go also to find the link to those tickets, but also the link to everything. Who are these socials? Who are these broadcasters? Who are these podcasts? Find all of our YouTube videos on there. There's a link to YouTube and Reddit and Discord and all the places you're going to want to go to participate and enjoy the podcast. Of course, thecreepoff.com, my buddy Vinny Paulino. We do every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern, The Creep Off, the only true crime show that's made for men. Beautiful. Mike, I listened to your episode about Woody Allen, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I liked you guys dancing around. I liked you dancing around the obvious
I
issues.
didn't just come out and say the guy's fucking innocent.
Yeah, the obvious issue. Well, we're celebrating Woody Allen today, and I don't want to get too carried away before we. So why are you laughing?
I don't know a ton about Woody Allen, so it was a pretty basic episode. I think there's a lot more we could do. We could probably do a part 2 if we wanted to, but I hope people enjoyed it.
Jesus Christ, I just promoted it. You got to hop on here and undersound immediately.
It sucked. I'm an idiot.
Get confident, stupid. What are you doing?
Go watch it. It's fantastic. It's the greatest
All
thing I've ever
right.
done.
Mike, I have good news for you, my friend. I found our sign-off that I deleted off our board last time.
Yes.
Anyway, social media, I'll catch you later, man.
Who are these socials?
That's what this audience wants to hear. They're like, whoa!
Who are these socials?
I'm the one who should apologize.
Folks, what you were about to see is real.
With Carl.
Okay, we got it.
And Blind Mike. Who could have thought of that?
W-A-T ass.
One more from Dang Lizard. Said, St. John the Holy told me all about the turn.
Son of a bitch.
Should we just podcast all night, Dang, just to get all of your messaging out to people?
Really
I'll do
sell
it.
us if you're going to sell us.